big year. It's our 20th anniversary, and we're really excited about it. Since our second year, we have been lucky to be supported by corporate partners Plexus, a major engineering company, and Appleton Area School District. But with our growing size, we've had to rely on more sponsors to keep up with the expensive competitions. We currently have 22 sponsors offering a variety of support, from mentors to material to money. It is possible for you to gain sponsors too. Our presentation, the A to Z Guide to Finding, Acquiring, and Retaining Sponsors, can give you a few ideas on how to get into sponsors yourself. Now, not all of these will work for every team, and you may not be able to use all the tips we have, but listen, take notes on the interactive worksheet we put in your folders, and find which combination of these works best for you. So first, of course, we'll start with A, which is ask. Many teams lose out because they forget to simply ask. However, many businesses are willing to help, but they are not aware that you need it. They may not know who you are, or they may not know how much money a program like this costs. Tell them about it. Visit or call potential sponsors, explain what you do, offer a demo, and ask if you can set up further meeting dates to discuss the sponsorship. The answer, of course, may be no, but you won't know for sure until you try. And if they say yes, you have another sponsor. So if you remember that interactive activity sheet, we have our first activity. If you could list the 3 potential companies you could approach for sponsorship, and I'll give you about a minute's worth of time. Alright, so some of you may have written down some, and some of you may have gotten stuck because you thought you could only ask engineering businesses. This is not true. You can branch out. Anybody can sponsor. On Team 93, less than half of our sponsors are technology or engineering related. The others are a mismatch of businesses, from hobby shops like No Games to law firms like McCarty Law. All of these groups support us in their own way, whether that is through money or mentors or just materials. In this way, you should also branch out. Of course, some sponsors will just give you the money, but there's so much more that sponsors have to offer, whether that is small donations for gift baskets, selling FIRST light bulbs in their store, like our sponsor, Just Act Natural. Sponsors can also offer connections.
This past season, we presented our team to our Chamber of Commerce and have gained great sponsor connections in this process. Gaining a sponsor may be as easy as talking to a local business development or any other group that may be interested. Talking to your local business organization may also open up opportunities for sponsors you never would have thought of. Networking plays a huge role in this part. One business sees your presentation, mentions you to another business, and you guys can set up a demo together or something, whichever one you. Just these past few weeks, one member of the Fox City Chamber of Commerce referred a business to us, and in a few more weeks we may have another business on our t-shirt. Just remember, as you present, make sure to get the contact info of those you presented to, and follow up with them. Thank them for listening to your presentation, and invite them to demos or other future events.
Sorry, it's not quite working that way.
There we go, much better. Define your goals before you go into a sponsor meeting. Make sure you know what your sponsor's goals are and try and work with these as well. Have a clear definition of your team and what your mission is, so your sponsors are not left guessing what your mission is. If you're entering for the entrepreneurship award, all of these objectives should be listed in your business plan, and also offer to share that with your sponsors. There we go. Okay, this is where it gets fun. Right now it seems a little quiet in here. Which seems the most excited to be here right now?
45-31.
Okay. Anybody else? Come on, everybody. Perfect. So you see how excited that rush of adrenaline you guys just got? Make sure that can get transferred to your sponsors. Make sure your sponsors are exactly as excited as you are. If they're as excited as you are, they're going to be as want to be as involved as you are. Look back. Go back one. There we go.
Just as Isaac said, you have to follow through. Don't let your sponsors forget you or forget them. Email the potential sponsors a week after your demo and ask them if they would like more information or if
they have any more questions. Using the sign-up sheets will help with emailing the right person to contact, and don't forget to thank them in every email correspondence.
Oh, that was not good.
That's not cool.
I apologize.
Yeah. All right. Scholarships for robotics are grants, and it's the same kind of deal. A board reviews your application, which is a written form, and looks to see if the application meets their criteria. And if the application does meet their criteria, then they can be granted. But it's not a guarantee, especially if you ask for the cap, the limit of the grant. If there's a cap, you still won't ask for less. Example, if the grant is $20,000, ask for something more reasonable, like $5,000 or $7,000. In Appleton, there are a bunch of different grants that we can apply for. This could be the same in your hometown. Chaco recently gave the team members a grant through a grant request written by Isaac, their employee. Encouraging members to research the different grants you can earn, especially for your jobs, and write them. If you need help writing a grant, we can help you. Just contact us. Which brings me to help. We help other teams by fundraising to raise money for them and trainings like Old Board Arm Play. Because of these fundraisers, local businesses know who we are and support us as we give back to the community. They are more likely to choose you over another group if they see you helping out. At this point, I'd like you to go back to your interactive activity and list 3 ways you can interact with your community, or that you could.
Along with getting involved with community charities, also get involved with your sponsors. Don't let your sponsorship be a thanks for the money, see you next year type of deal. Interact with them, offer demos, invite them to events, and don't let your relationship become stagnant. We've helped at fun runs with Plexus, had game days, and have even sent out Christmas cards. Anything to let your sponsors know that you appreciate and recognize them as their sponsors. In this way, they're unlikely to forget about you when they have to figure out their budget in the next year. And of course, you can go back to your interactive activity, and we have another one. In what ways are you involved with your sponsors? So now that you've written down ways to get involved, jump on it. What are you waiting for? Sponsors won't automatically come to you. You have to take initiative and seek out sponsorships yourselves. Whether at local businesses or in your workplace, you have to do the work. Advertise your team through press releases to your local news stations. Offer demos and other presentations. Jump on any opportunity to show off your team, and don't be afraid to build your team up. Advertise. While advertising your team, also know your sponsors and how they advertise. Ask or research the mission or goals of your sponsor and find ways to help them achieve this. It is also important that you research any potential sponsors. Just like in a job interview, if you are knowledgeable about the business you are applying for, you are more likely to get hired. This is exactly the same for sponsors. Research the company and come up with a plan that directly relates to the mission of the company.
In addition to that, you know your sponsors. You need to know how your sponsors would like to be contacted. Linguistics and how you communicate with your sponsors is key to maintaining a strong relationship. Keep in constant contact. Some may have an email address on their website, but they may have a more direct contact method they prefer you use. Personal visits are usually appreciated, but keep their business hours in mind. In any correspondence, also keep in mind how you present yourself. You are working with a professional business, so be sure to behave professionally. Avoid slang as well as dress and act appropriately. Be sure to avoid miscommunication and be clear and concise in your correspondence. Who are you going to have contact your sponsors? If you're a large enough team, we suggest you set up a group specifically for marketing. This group would be in charge of public relations, your relationship between you and your sponsors, as well as the community. They are the ones who manage the face of the team, the advertising, the logos, the social media. They make the team recognizable, but that work on the robot have a 6-week window of time to work in, marketing should be nonstop. Maintaining your relationships with your sponsors and community does not end with the build season. This is a year-round commitment. Summer is a great time to get involved with the community and a great time to go look for funding for the upcoming season.
Open house is a wonderful time to invite potential sponsors because they get to know who you are, what you do, and how long you've been around as a team. Always leave these open to the public and spread the word to your sponsors and potential sponsors. Ask to leave invitations to at their locations and ask for a business card. Explain that you will be emailing them with the electronic copy so they can distribute it at their discretion. Which brings me to politicians. They are a great gateway to other businesses. They may not contribute money or sponsor themselves, but they are a great key for networking. They talk to other businesses about your team and get your name out. If you feel like your team isn't ready to present to a congressman, start locally with your city mayor. Team 93 first talked to Appleton Mayor Tim Hanna, and Tim Hanna, impressed by our team, declared that day of our open house that year as Robotics Day. You can make this happen as well. Because of this and other things that we've done, we now have state and national representatives to your events. I'd like to point you guys back towards your activity, and I'd like you to list some key players in your hometown, if you can. All right. Now, quick pro flow. The English translation for this phrase is something for something. Keep in mind your sponsors have so much to offer your team, and they do it amazingly, but now you have to play your part and give back to your sponsors. Advertise your sponsors everywhere. Your t-shirt, robot, website, and your corporate banner. Offer them demos and invite them to your events.
You may still be unsure about where to start looking for your sponsors. Start by looking at your own team. Parents, mentors, relatives, and friends all may have connections that can lead to a potential sponsor. Talk to your employers and ask your parents to talk to their employers. That business may be more than willing to sponsor a group, especially when it has a direct connection to their company. And finding these relationships may seem simple. And we've told you about open houses, talking to politicians, and speaking to the Chamber of Commerce. And some people may see this as way over your head for a team. You may be thinking that your team is too big, or too small, or too new, or you're in a rural area. But whatever, this shouldn't matter. Whatever you do, it can be big or small. It can still make an impression. It can be as simple as demoing at an elementary school, or even having a team game night. This past year, Team 93 planned a game night with our local sponsor, No Game. This night was purely for fun. Being in the middle of build, we needed time to relax. We had no intention and no idea that we would gain sponsorship opportunities from this event. However, the owner of No Game saw our team and referred us to another group he sponsors, the Green Lake Blizzards, and arena football team. Because of a simple game night, a night just for fun, our team now has the opportunity to demo a robot at a Green Lake Blizzards game in front of thousands, including major engineering companies. Another simple way is to talk.
Gaining sponsors may also be as simple as talking about the team out in public. Talk. You never know who may be listening. Talk to your friends about your team and your experiences on FIRST Robotics. And a potential sponsor may overhear and want to get involved. As someone once said, the best advertisement is not advertisement. You don't have to specifically advertise your team to get your name known. Speak of it in passing. Share your experiences. Get loud. Get excited. Let others know how much robotics means to you. Oh, we went back. We went back again. There we go. Uniformity is important. Be consistent. Your main logo should be the same on everything. T-shirts, robots, posters, social media. If you don't have a set logo, make one and stick with it. Make a branding manual that covers all the guidelines such as colors, font, orientation, so that everyone on the team knows what the logo should look like. Your logo is very important for recognizing your team. Nike is a great example of this. What do you think of when you see the swoosh? You think of Nike. If that swoosh was upside down, People should be able to recognize it in an instant. Oh, it went back again. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's good. Your sponsors should embody the same values of FIRST and your team. Keep your integrity when selecting your sponsors. Don't just ask anyone or any business to sponsor you. Take time to learn more about prospective sponsors and make sure that they are a good fit for your team. This pays off in the long run by allowing you to develop long-lasting relationships with your corporate sponsors.
Your sponsors may view you as a future employee or a training opportunity for their employees. And as one of our sponsors, Texas, they saw an opportunity for their employees to learn management skills through mentoring their team. They must figure that if they could mentor and manage a team's worth of teenagers, they could manage anything. Like an X-ray, your sponsors should be able to see right through you. Do not hide anything and keep your sponsors in the loop. Let them know how your season and competitions has been going, and keep them updated on social media, on your website, even on your weekly newsletter, and tell them about future events. Don't take your sponsors for granted and show them your appreciation every year is something that you should be doing. They offer you materials, mentors, even a place to work in some cases. Money, that all amounts to you having a functional team. We use packs which we make and then students hand deliver them to our sponsors to show our appreciation for what they do.
Finally, that takes us to Z, which is Zorro. Just like Zorro slashes the Z into the clothing of his enemies, you should leave your mark as well. Take everything you do with your logo so that it's constantly being seen by your sponsors. Make your team recognizable through the presence of your logo. As some of you may have noticed, we have put our logo in the corner of every single one of these slides. You may not have consciously taken note of the logo, but with the constant exposure, you will be more familiar and it will recognize it more next time you see it. Alright, and that takes us to the end of our presentation. I realize this was a lot to throw at you, but don't think that you need to do all of them to gain sponsors. Mix and match until you find the combination that is right for your team. This is your toolkit with 26 tools. Choose for yourself which tools you need. Now, I think we have a little time left. Are there any questions you guys like to ask?